Hey there, good evening. Yeah, today went actually quite well. Um, I just watched whatever footage I shot today and I thought, is that really of any interest to anyone else? It served its purpose um, to make me really, pay attention to what am I doing? What effect does it have on me? And now I thought, instead of showing myself at different times of the day, I rather read out a message that I got from a friend of mine who got to know me quite closely in the last few years, and just share how she responded to the video that I put out yesterday. This is part of what she wrote. I've just watched your last video and the end is really touching me. You sounded just like me, same words, same energy. Failure, shame, hypocrisy. And for a minute as I was listening to you with my heart, I found myself looking at you from the other side, the side well-meaning people would stand from, and be shocked to hear those words uttered by a beautiful human being, of which we both are. In brackets, both. It's nearly painful for me to write this word and include myself, as it completely goes against my innate feeling of persistent shame and ugliness. You actually made me cross the bridge for a fleeting moment, with one foot still anchored in failure, shame, hypocrisy, and the other anchored in benevolence and compassion towards you, and through you towards myself. Why is that? Because you saying these things is both heartbreaking to hear, it is so inaccurate and far from reality that it triggers a strong reaction against it. And maybe that's what well-meaning people experience with me when I'm self-bashing myself, which is my favorite pastime. But for you to get to that point tells a lot about the distress you're going through. What's happening to you is beyond your control. Therefore, failure and shame cannot be part of the equation. It actually would be reassuring if it were true, as it would indicate that you failed, you can fix it. What you're ashamed of, you can regain confidence and trust over it. Long story short, you're hapless, a victim of a debilitating disease, and desperation is clouding your mind, as it would to the best of us. You're none of that, have never been and will never be. Of this I'm dead certain. Wow, I was quite moved to read that, to be honest. I guess this if one shares the way I'm sharing, people who know me, people who know where I'm coming from, so to say, for me things like shame and it's very weird to get to know myself the way I've experienced myself in the last years through this disease. It's really difficult oftentimes, but there's a good side to it as well, and I think this message kind of shows a bit of the good side as well, because I think it makes it easier for me to understand what other people's perspective is, what their reality is. I think without this experience, I would have been stuck in my perspective, to some extent I would call it ignorance and arrogance that comes out of that. So at least there's something good coming out of this. Yeah, this much for today. I send out a video tomorrow. I'll see if I continue filming myself throughout the day. I still haven't quite decided, but for now it was definitely good to kind of really put myself in my own spotlight, no? And there's no need to send it out there. Enough to say that I meditated a lot and had some beautiful moments of really being aware of awareness, so to say. Yeah, because there is something, right? There is something that is aware of everything that's happening. There is this something like the screen on which the whole film is playing. And as I said before in a video, I think that there's something in us that has never been touched by any of what has happened. It's not broken, it can't be broken, it can't even be touched. And at the same time, there's tremendous aliveness there. Aliveness and peace and insanity. This much for tonight. I wish you all the best and have a good day or a good night wherever you are. See you tomorrow.